I'm Shiva, and this is the Hollywood Dish. Celebrity gossip can be hot, spicy, sweet, and even sour. Tune in each week as I give you the latest celebrity gossip. Get ready to dish. Hey everyone, I'm your host Jan Shiva, and welcome to Halloween on the Hollywood Dish. Here's an easy costume tip. If you want to be comfy and cozy on Halloween night, buy a fluffy coverall like this unicorn onesie I bought on Amazon for $25. You can eat as much candy as you want and no one will ever know. Let's start our show. Speaking of scary and spooky, who remembers this 90s teen horror classic? It all started with A Summer Night Gone Horribly Wrong. 19 years ago, I Know What You Did Last Summer hit theaters. It was the story of irresponsible teenagers who hit a man while driving on a dark road. Assuming the man was dead, they make matters worse by covering up what they did by throwing the body in a river. The teenagers then make a pact to never speak of the incident again. What could possibly go wrong? A whole lot, apparently. This is definitely a movie to watch on Halloween weekend. The 1997 thriller starred Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ryan Phillippe, and Freddie Prinze Jr. Sarah Michelle was already well known as Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She met Hollywood heartthrob Freddie on set. 14 years of marriage and 2 children later, the couple is still going strong. The slasher film was Ryan's breakout role, and it was Jennifer's first major movie role. They all look so young. The 90s are making a comeback in a big way. 90s television keeps getting reborn, and the fans love it. After 8 seasons, Full House went off the air, but fans spent the next 20 years begging for a reunion, and a reunion did happen, minus the Olsen twins, unfortunately. Season 2 of Fuller House is coming to Netflix this December. And when it premiered in 1990, Beverly Hills 90210 showed viewers the privileged world of the teens who lived in the 90210 zip code. For 10 seasons, everyone was obsessed. The show went off the air in 2000, but came back as 90210, which ran for 5 seasons. The original 90210 also had a successful spin-off show called Melrose Place. It was a show about a group of young adults living in an apartment complex called what else but Melrose Place. After 7 seasons, the original actors moved out of Melrose Place, and in 2009, a new cast was born, but the show was canceled after just 1 season. Boy Meets World premiered in 1993. It followed the coming-of-age adventures of Corey Matthews and his relationship with the beautiful Topanga. Well, they obviously lived happily ever after because Corey and Topanga got married and had a daughter who is now the focus of Girl Meets World, which airs on the Disney Channel. But what about the 90s shows we loved but have yet to see reborn? I'm still waiting for a Saved by the Bell reboot. AC Slater, come back to us. A lifelong friend, a pop princess, and the king of the world. Let's turn back the clock and check out the stars who are as hot now as they were in their teen heartthrob heyday in the 90s. Jennifer Aniston was everyone's favorite friend. Jen became a household name when Friends debuted on ABC in 1994. By the end of the show's run, she was making $1 million an episode. Fast forward to today, and she is still on top. She's had big screen success and even been nominated for SAG and Golden Globe Awards. This next heartthrob starred in Titanic in 1997. The movie made Leonardo DiCaprio one of the kings of Hollywood almost overnight. For years, Leo has topped the box office with movie hits. Earlier this year, he even won his first Oscar for The Revenant. Back in 1999, Destiny's Child was the opening act for Christina Aguilera, but all that hard work made Beyoncé a household name. In the late 90s, her band sold over 60 million albums and won 2 Grammys. But Queen Bee really shined when she went solo. Over the years, she has snagged 16 of her own Grammys and has even ventured into acting. Julia Roberts went from being a pretty woman in 1990 to one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood. Ben Affleck had his breakout role with Good Will Hunting in 1997. He is now a successful director and still continues to reign at the box office with hit movie roles. Winona Ryder ruled the 90s. She now has a whole new group of fans thanks to the success of her Netflix series, Stranger Things. The 90s. They were the best of times, and they were the scariest of times. It was definitely a decade involving some pretty outrageous and bone-chilling scandals. There were celebrities caught with prostitutes, unsolved mysteries, bloody murders, and a trial of epic proportions that fascinated us all. In the 90s, nothing topped O.J. Simpson and the shocking, brutal murders of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty in what was labeled the trial of the century. In a real-life mystery more terrifying than any horror movie, 6-year-old beauty queen JonBenet Ramsey was killed at Christmas time in 1996. It is a case that has remained unsolved, although forensic experts on the CBS show The Case of JonBenet Ramsey think that the murderer is her brother, Burke. Burke is now suing for defamation and denies the claims altogether. In 1997, the world was stunned and saddened when the People's Princess, Princess Diana, was killed in a car crash while being chased by paparazzi. The tragic incident put a spotlight on the Paps and the danger they cause. And everyone remembers the biggest scandal in the world of figure skating. In 1994, Nancy Kerrigan was clubbed in the knee at the U.S. Skating Championships. Rival Tonya Harding's husband was one of the men behind the attack. Tonya said she didn't know about the hit beforehand, but her then-husband said she did. Nancy Kerrigan went on to grab a silver medal at the Olympics. Tonya Harding went home without a medal. In the world of music, scandal hit mega girl group TLC in 1994 when Lisa Left Eye Lopez set fire to her then boyfriend's shoes, which ended up destroying his mansion. Lisa pled guilty but avoided going to jail. Tragically, Lisa's life was cut short in a car accident in 2002. Rounding out the list of 90s scandals, it's Hugh Grant. In the 90s, he was dating the always gorgeous Elizabeth Hurley, but That didn't stop Hugh from being caught with his pants down in the company of a prostitute in 1995. After owning up to it on NBC's The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, Hugh and Elizabeth stayed together. But they would eventually go their separate ways in 2000. It was a real-life horror story, and Kim K. West's nightmare continues as new details emerge about the robbery in Paris and how it could have been prevented. A normally happy time of year has turned dark for the reality TV star. Memories of being bound, gagged, and held at gunpoint continue to haunt her. Kim turned 36 on October 21st, and what is normally a big party was drastically different this year. She was in no mood to celebrate. Kanye has been doing everything in his power to bring light to a dark situation. The robbery is still fresh in Kim's mind. Kim celebrated her birthday quietly with immediate family. There are even reports that the rest of the year will be low-key as well. Sources say Kim does not want to be photographed. She is also refraining from having any personal interactions with her fans. Meanwhile, in Paris, the concierge at the hotel where Kim was held at gunpoint has broken his silence. He stated in a recent interview that the robbers threatened him if he didn't cooperate. He also claims that the hotel was to blame for the incident due to lack of sufficient security. He goes on to reveal that for 6 years, there were no functioning security cameras. He also says that everyone knew the security code at the front door of the hotel. The code reportedly hasn't been changed in years. The concierge claims the horrible incident could have been avoided with a few security fixes. Speaking of horrors, Selena Gomez is reportedly getting help fighting her personal demons. According to multiple reports, the 24-year-old star has checked into a facility in Tennessee. Selena has been spotted several times in the state over the past few weeks. Back in August, the singer and actress issued a statement announcing that she would be taking a break from the spotlight to focus on herself and her health. At that time, she revealed that she was suffering from some effects of lupus, like anxiety, panic attacks, and depression. Sources say that Selena is now at Brookhaven Resort in Tennessee. The facility, however, would not confirm or deny that Selena is being treated there. This is not the first time the star has stepped away from the spotlight. In 2014, she left the spotlight, prompting many people to speculate that she was deeply hurt from her split with Justin Bieber. However, Selena later admitted that she was going through chemotherapy to battle her lupus. She is a singer, actress, and role model for many, and Selena has handled it all so well over the years. Hopefully, this time off will allow her to refocus and become inspired again to do the things that she loves. Selena might be having a temporary setback, but there is hope. Just take it from these former child stars who have bounced back from the brink of disaster to come back bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Life has not always been so sweet for Fuller House star Jodie Sweetin. She has admitted in interviews that when Full House ended in 1995, she began to seriously abuse recreational drugs. In her memoir titled Unsweetened, the actress even claims to have snorted cocaine before making an anti-drug speech. For Zac Efron, High School Musical was a life-changing career opportunity. It led to huge movie success for the young actor. But in 2013, Zac went to rehab to address his issues with alcohol abuse. Demi Lovato admits to struggling with depression as a child. She sought treatment for an eating disorder and self-harm issues in 2010. Now, her Stay Strong tattoos cover the scars on her wrists, and she's more confident than ever. But the biggest bounce back has got to be Britney Spears. Many feared that the former Mickey Mouse star would never recover after her very public meltdowns in the late 90s, which ultimately led to a 5150 psychiatric hold. Now, Britney's back on top with her 9th album and reigning supreme as a headliner in Vegas. And what would a Halloween episode be without a mention of Casper? I'm of course talking about J-Lo's ex, Casper Smart, and now we know the real reason why he and J-Lo broke up. You might want to sit down for this. Sources are now revealing that Jennifer Lopez and Casper Smart called it quits in August after she caught him, wait for it, cheating. I guess there goes the theory that the split was not dramatic. It kind of makes you pause and wonder, what was Casper thinking? Dude, you are dating one of the most beautiful women and talented celebrities on the planet, and you cheat on her? So, were the warning signs there? Apparently, Casper strayed 2 years ago and promised he would never do it again. Once he did, J-Lo was done. Jenny from the Block kicked Casper to the curb for the first time in 2014. They reconciled in spring of 2015, but will summer of 2016 be the end of the line for them? Jennifer has been out and about and she appears to be happy. She also looks as stunning as ever. So I think Casper might be out of the picture for good this time. The stars are just like us. Proving bad breakups are universal, here are stories of celebrity couples who broke up in some pretty horrible ways. Breaking up is hard to do. Zayn Malik's ex, Perry Edwards, knows all too well. She spilled the details on their 2015 breakup, saying he broke off their 2-year engagement with a simple text message. Yikes! I hope she kept the ring. But Zayn is not the only breakup bandit with a phone. Joe Jonas used his mobile minutes to cut ties with Taylor Swift in 2008. She says it was a 27-second phone call. How did she get over him? She wrote the song Shake It Off and made millions of dollars, of course. Katy Perry is happy with Orlando Bloom now, but she was once married to British comedian Russell Brand. Katy admits that she hasn't spoken to Russell since he texted her saying he wanted a divorce on December 31st, 2011. Happy New Year indeed. Before Billy Bob Thornton became husband number 2 to Angelina Jolie, he was living with actress Laura Dern. Laura has famously said in interviews that she left home to work on a movie, and while she was away, her boyfriend, Billy Bob, got married. She never heard from him again. Laura, I think you dodged a bullet there, girlfriend. just like that, another Hollywood couple has called it quits. Tobey Maguire and his jewelry designer wife of 9 years, Jennifer Meyer, are ending their marriage. They released a joint statement earlier last week saying their first priority remains raising their children together with enduring love, respect, and friendship. They have 2 children, daughter Rudy 9 and son Otis 7. As for the reason for the split, sources say they have been unhappy for years. So is Hollywood cursed when it comes to love? Maybe yes, because one thing that the breakups over the past few weeks have shown us, for sure, is that fame appears to be the destroyer of love. Brad and Angelina seem to be at war. They are splitting up after seeming like one of the strongest unions in the world. So, what kills love in Hollywood? Is it ego? Is it jealousy? Or is it competition? It was just revealed that J-Lo and Casper Smart broke up in August because she caught him cheating. Cheating on J-Lo! Who does that? And after 11 years together, actors Liev Schreiber and Naomi Watts also recently announced that they have decided to divorce. Poor celebrities. All the fame and money in the world mean nothing if you don't have love. "40 years later, and Rocky Horror Picture Show is coming back to the small screen. All your favorite characters from the cult classic will be in the Hollywood television reboot. The super sexy character of Janet Weiss, a role made famous by Susan Sarandon, will this time around be played by Victoria Justice. And get ready for one hell of a ride with Laverne Cox. She is playing the part of mad scientist Dr. Frankenfurter. This is the role immortalized by Tim Curry in the original. Whether Rocky Horror is new to you or you are a huge fan of the cult classic, you will definitely enjoy this remake. The remake aired this weekend on Fox. If you just missed it, I'm sure you can catch it on demand. TV musicals are making a huge comeback. Here is a look at the best the small screen has to offer. The latest version of Grease takes the #1 spot. The impressive cast included Juliana Hough and Vanessa Hudgens. It proved that Grease was still the word. It got huge ratings for Fox and won 4 Emmys. In the #2 spot, it's The Wiz. Dorothy was played by an unknown actress, but the rest of the NBC cast was a veritable who's who of singing talent. Common, Mary J. Blige, Queen Latifah, just to name a few, all had roles. No one missed a step in the big live performance. Rocky Horror Picture Show is another big production. It screams in at #3. It isn't live, but it is a very well done production. The NBC production of Peter Pan takes the #4 spot. Unfortunately, it didn't resonate too well with viewers, but anything with Christopher Walken in it automatically gets my vote. Finally, in at #5, it's the musical that started it all. The Sound of Music received a huge viewing audience. Carrie Underwood gave a great performance, even though she had never acted before. Hopefully, there will be many more musicals in our TV viewing history. Can somebody remake Xanadu already? Real Housewives of New York City star Bethany Frankel is a multi-millionaire now, but that was not always the case. Before Skinny Girl success and before Real Housewives fame, she was simply a struggling actress trying to get by. No one can deny that Bethany is a hard worker who knows what she wants. And what she wanted was fame. But the road to fame was a bumpy ride for the outspoken reality TV star. In the 80s, Bethany found herself competing against a baby-faced Halle Berry in a beauty pageant. I mean, who can compete with Halle Berry? The native New Yorker tried many more times to make it big. She did a very forgettable 90s B movie titled Hollywood Hills 90028. Was that? You've never heard of it? That's because it never aired anywhere. Then Bethany tried her hand at designing pashminas for a company very appropriately named Princess Pashminas. Don't know what a pashmina is? Well, basically, it's a super comfy shawl your grandma would wear. But you have to admire Bethany's hustle. She's definitely not a quitter. Bethany almost made it in 2005 when she finished second on NBC's The Apprentice with Martha Stewart. 3 years later, she would find her big break as one of the Real Housewives of New York City. You know, I've got to give her extra credit here. She landed the gig and she wasn't even anybody's wife. It was the role that would make her famous. Shortly after that, she received huge success with her brand, Skinny Girl. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And that's a wrap on our show for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you are going out to celebrate Halloween tomorrow night, be safe and have a great time. I hope you have an entertaining and newsworthy week. Good night, and I'll see you next time. I'm Shiva, and this is the Hollywood Dish. Celebrity gossip can be hot, spicy, sweet, and even sour. Tune in each week as I give you the latest celebrity gossip. Get ready to dish.